awesome tracks, two of my favourite tracks actually. You're listening to Mya until 10 o'clock this evening. Right, so let me tell you about my next guest then. She's written a book about her life. It's called Breaking Free, Unravelling the Story of a Toxic Life, and it's based on her own life. Usha Singh Das from Wednesbury has got a skin condition which covers most of her body and face, and she was bullied over it, even from members of her own family. And Usha is in the studio with me. Hello.
Hi, Mya.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you today?
It's really good to finally meet you.
I know.
We've been kind of talking back and forth, haven't
we
we? So good to get you into the studio. So you were born, as I mentioned, with a skin condition which kind of flared up during your teenage years.
Yeah.
You had really bad eczema. So just describe that time for us, please, and how it affected you while you were at school.
Well, the eczema started when I was 14. And it suddenly was onset of like a red rash. And then my parents took me to the GP, who misdiagnosed me as, she probably got like irritation from a plant or whatever. So it's put off on my GP for quite a few while until it got to the point where a friend of mine took me to a private hospital where I saw a proper dermatologist and they diagnosed me with eczema. But by that time, the damage had been done and it just came to a point where I had to manage it, and I had full-blown eczema at that point.
What's it been like dealing with a visible skin condition?
To be honest, in the beginning, it was very hard because growing up, I was actually a very, very fair child, and people always compliment like, "Oh my God, she's so fair, she's so pretty." And then with the eczema, my skin just changed color to discoloration to this like dull, darkish, grey-ash type look. And it's surprising how people can just change just because your skin tone changes. And I got bullied by pretty much everybody I can think of in my extended family. So first it was like, oh my God, what happened to her? So you get the whole sympathy thing. Like instead of like saying, oh, are you okay, whatever, there's like, oh my God, you've lost, what's happened to your skin? Is it contagious? So this whole It opens a whole can of worms, to be honest.
I mean, you've spoken about your family members being, particularly harsh, and that's really hard to hear because, people are cruel, aren't they? People that we don't know, strangers on the street, but your own family. That's really tough to get your head around.
I was literally told that nobody would want to marry me. Because what guy would want to marry someone with a skin condition? And this is from my extended family. People related to me telling me that. I mean, so it played a huge havoc on my self-esteem. I became insecure, became quiet, I became shy, withdrawn. And to be honest, if it wasn't for my husband and my partner, I would not be sitting here doing this interview right now. Because it's my husband, my in-laws, and my married side of the family who actually have built me up from the shell that I used to be.
So despite the awful comments that you got while you were growing up, you did get married.
I got married.
15 years ago.
15 years ago last year.
Happily married with 2 children now.
Yeah, 2 girls.
So did marriage change the way you see yourself?
Yes, because my husband was looking beyond my skin condition. He saw the nice person inside me, the kind person, and that's the person he fell in love with. So regardless of my skin condition, he's never made me feel bad about my skin condition or my weight or anything.
At what point did you realise that, the environment that you were in before you got married was toxic? People shouldn't be saying these things to you. You should not have to hear that. And then how did you begin to heal from that bullying?
Honestly, while I was in the situation, I didn't realise how toxic thing was. It's only once I got out of it, because a few things happened in my family, which means I had to cut ties with them. And it's only when I left that toxic situation that I realised, oh my God, that situation was really toxic. So it's like looking back sort of thing and just reminiscing like, okay, like that was bad.
And you say your husband's been really supportive,
yes,
but your in-laws as well.
Yes.
So what was that like for you when you finally were being accepted for who you were and treated with kindness?
Honestly, it took a while for me to accept their love and to accept their acceptance of me. Because like I said, my entire life I was put down. So to find in-laws and husband who's willing to accept me for who I am and the way I am, it took a good couple of years. No, I wouldn't say it was overnight, but it was nice to find someone who actually would love me. And I got the set of parents I always wanted.
Oh. And what point did you then decide to write this book, and why did you want to do that?
To be honest, I've always had a passion for writing. I used to write as a teenager. I wrote like novels, like while doing my GCSEs. So writing was always a passion, and I always wanted to go back to it at some point. And people have told me, people close to me, my friends in school, they all said to me, you need to write a book about your life, because you've had such a life that it could be a great book, or even better, it could be Indian serial.
Oh dear.
With all the drama that Indian soaps have.
My goodness me. Was it difficult for you though? Just reliving some of those memories?
Honestly, by the time I actually put pen to paper, I had made peace with what I had gone through.
So you're quite comfortable?
I was really comfortable with it. And it's actually with the support of my friends that I actually got the whole thing done in 4 months.
Wow. Is that how quickly you wrote it?
Yeah, 16 weeks.
Gosh.
Because I had my friends on my case saying, because I wasn't confident in writing, and I always had my friends' support even as a teenager. So when I was writing, I used to send it to them saying, listen, have a read, let me know if it's okay. And they got so hooked that they literally was sending me messages every day like, Usha, send me the next chapter. When are you writing the next chapter? We want more.
I mean, it must have been quite therapeutic for you as well then, just to get it all out, pour your heart out into this book. What was the hardest chapter to write emotionally?
Emotionally was the chapter about me getting married. Because growing up, I had like cousins getting married, I had like my friends getting married, and I was a big part of all these weddings. So I helped organize the pre-wedding events, the haldis, the mehndis, the receptions. So I thought when it was my siblings had big Indian weddings. So I thought it was my time, I would get that too. But when it came to the point, no one in my family was willing to pay for it. Just because I was doing it in the UK, not in India. They were like, oh, we're not paying for it. So I ended up paying everything for myself, for my mehndi lady. I was literally sitting there by myself with the mehndi lady, get my mehndi done for my own wedding with no family around me.
Oh. And, you said that your family had said to you, you'll never get married, because of the way you look and all the rest of it. When you were going to your relatives' weddings, did you think that? Did you wonder whether that day was ever going to come for you?
I knew it was going to come, because there's one thing I always held out hope for, was that I am going to get married. I'm going to get married before I'm 30. I don't know how it's going to happen or who I'm going to marry, but it's going to happen. How
did you meet your husband?
Ooh, that is an interesting story.
Is it?
Yeah.
Interesting enough for the radio?
I don't think you'll appreciate me telling everybody how we met, but
okay.
I'll put it this way.
You can tell me off air then.
We met in February. We had our first date in February.
Right.
And engaged in August and married in October. So within 10 months.
That's how quickly it happened.
That's how quickly we fell in love.
And you didn't know him before you met him?
Well, I sort of knew someone he was associated with. So I did meet him as an acquaintance, and to be honest, I really didn't like him.
Well, he managed to change your mind really quickly then if you were married within 10 months or so.
Yeah, because our first date, we went out to Nando's, we actually had a meal, and within an hour, I looked at him and I thought to myself, I'm going to marry this guy.
Oh.
And 10 months later, I did.
He fell for you, didn't he? The beautiful soul that you are.
Yes, he did.
Lovely. What do you hope readers take from this book then, especially women, when they read your story?
I want you to have hope that, okay, they might be in a toxic situation or relationship right now, but once they get out of it, there's nothing stopping them. Because I've done some crazy things since got this book published. I've been on TV, I've done podcasts, I've been a model for a makeover.
Wow.
I mean,
Tell me what that was like, having loads of makeup put on.
That was interesting because it was on TikTok. So it's actually the makeup artist Nosh. She's actually on TikTok. So she approached me after our podcast and said, I would love to do your makeup. Oh. I'm like, yeah, why not?
Did you enjoy the experience?
It was nice.
Nice getting glammed up.
It was nice getting glammed up because I haven't been pampered like that in years.
Oh, and you have been sharing your story on social media.
Yes, I have.
What's that been like and what are people saying to you?
Honestly, it's mixed bag, to be honest. Like I've gained about 1,000 new followers in the last 3 months on TikTok and Instagram. But I've also had a lot of trolls.
Really?
Yeah. Literally this morning, someone called me a blackface. I'm like, out of all the insults. And I'm just smiling and just saying, thank you for supporting this post and building the algorithm.
Is that hard for you to hear people saying things like that to you? Or
it would have been about 6 months ago. I would have literally just closed my profile, shut it down, because I know there are some people out there who need to hear my story, and I got even more people supporting me than trolls are. So with all this love and support around me,
does that outweigh the negatives?
Yeah, it does. Pretty much.
Yeah. And you're a mum to 2 children,
yes,
11 and 8.
Yes.
What lessons are you most determined to pass on to your children that you feel that you didn't receive when you were growing up?
Basically, the biggest lesson I want to teach them is just be kind. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And everybody has their own stories and their own struggles. You never know what someone is going through. So just be kind. And also, there's nothing stopping you from achieving your dreams. If you set your mind to something, do it, because I'm doing it now.
Are your children aware of what you went through? Have they read your book, or will you let them read it?
They're too young to read, but they've heard the stories about my family, about who they are and what they've done. And yeah, they know the basics, but they are not old enough for them to actually read the book. And to be honest, my husband hasn't even read the book.
Oh, hasn't he?
No.
You'll have to read it to him.
No, he doesn't want to, because he's lived through half of it with me.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to actually relive those, because for him to know what I've been through, it really hurts him.
Sometimes it's harder, watching the people that we love go through something really terrible. You're strong, you're dealing with it.
Yeah.
But I bet he feels like he wanted to protect you from all of that.
Yeah.
For anyone listening who, maybe feels trapped by family, toxicity or body shaming or whatever, what do you want to say to them?
Rise above it, because you are stronger than you know. And if you can accept yourself, there's nothing in the world who's going to stop you from the world accepting you.
But that's not easy to do, is it, Usha?
It's not easy.
Especially when, you've heard some really horrible comments.
I have.
You've seen some really nasty things being written about you. That is not easy to do, rise above it.
I know, but you got to be strong, because if you fall and listen to these people, they're just going to push you down and down until you just feel worthless. So know your worth and just be strong and just find a way out of it, because there's always a way out.
If you could talk to your 14-year-old self, that girl before she went on that journey of, what would you tell her? What would you say to her?
That it's going to be a long journey, but it's going to make you stronger than you could ever imagine. Everything you go through is going to make you the adult, the mom, the person you've always wanted to be, and the person you deserve to be.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really lovely. Where can we get your book, Usha?
It's available on Amazon.
And what do we what about your details as well? Give us your socials out if people want to follow you as well.
Okay, my basically my Instagram handle is at Usha Singh Das, all one word. And my TikTok handle is Usha_Singh Das.
Lovely. Thank you so much for coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Maya.
Usha Singh Das from Wednesbury. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Now, Breaking Free is her book, and it's now available for purchase on Amazon. For more info about the author and a book, you can visit her social media links on her contact page.
BBC Hereford.